Hey K-popers, and welcome back to Hallyu. If you've been a fan of K-pop for a while, I'm sure you already recognize the song that played at the start here and the legendary girl group who sang it. This week's deep dive has been graciously sponsored by patron BillboJack4, and he chose T-ARA for a good reason. This song, Day by Day, was his first exposure to K-pop. He discovered K-pop thanks to a friend sending him this song, and I'm sure we can all relate to the journey that followed. Getting hooked by K-pop's exquisite music, and 8 years later having a music collection dominated by K-pop that may have left his wallet hurting. I can definitely relate to that. As BillboJack4 shared with me, T-ARA's songs are so epic and backed by such iconic choreographies with a cool, distinct, and powerful feminine vibe, and that's definitely kept him steady at number 4 in his all-time favorite groups. And he's not the only one. Shout out to honorary producer Link as well for representing T-ARA in every video and sharing that great taste in girl groups. So in this deep dive, we're going to start at the start. We'll see where there were some interesting changes leading up to T-ARA's debut, and then we'll talk about how their insanely catchy music catapulted them to superstardom almost immediately, and just see how popular they really got. Next, we'll look at how T-ARA's success spread all across Asia, and finally look at all their success as we await their next chapter. Before we get started, I want to quickly thank Hallyu's honorary producers. If you want to show off your bias group here, share your picks in weekly videos, and join a vibrant Discord community with watch parties, custom emoji, and more, all you need to do is support Hallyu on Patreon. T-ARA's lineup at debut consisted of the 6 members Eunjung, Hyomin, Jiyeon, Kyuri, Soyeon, and Boram, but there's a whole lot of story and shuffling to get us to that point. You see, T-ARA was initially a 5-member group in pre-debut, and only 3 of those 6 members I just mentioned were in that 5. The initial lineup consisted of Eunjung, Hyomin, and Jiyeon, along with 2 other girls, Jie and Jiwon. And as you can see from this live performance, they actually did some pre-debut promotions as 5, including this song Good Person, which was on the soundtrack for the 2009 drama Cinderella Man. Jiyeon also teamed up with Davichi and Sia in this label collab called Women's Generation. Unfortunately, due to some differences of opinion about the group's musical direction, Jie and Jiwon left in June of 2009, and 3 more members would be added. First was Boram, whose mom and dad are actually an actress and singer respectively. Then, just 3 weeks prior to T-ARA's debut, the final 2 members, Soyeon and Kyuri, joined the group. Soyeon was actually a former SM trainee who was initially supposed to be the leader of Girls' Generation. So after all that and a move to the sublabel Core Contents Media, T-ARA were finally ready to make their big debut as a group, which came on July 29, 2009. Their debut song was Lie, a song about heartbreak which magically still had a really catchy beat backing it. And if you know T-ARA, you know that was definitely a sign of things to come with their music. The group had very close ties to Shin Se-dong Tiger, and so it makes sense that with such a legendary producer backing them, they had so many incredible songs. Now that being said, they did get some criticism online for their live performances of their debut, because of the dubbing and the lip syncing that was used, which prompted them to announce all future performances would be 100% live vocals. And that criticism absolutely did not faze them, because the next thing they did as a group was earn their first #1 song just a month later. This hit came in the form of their collaboration with several label mates in the song TTL, or Time to Love, and its success spawned a sequel, TTL Listen 2, not long after, starting a long chain of viral success for the girl group. Just 4 months after their debut, T-ARA was already releasing their first album called Absolute First Album. Though there was a different song chosen by a fan poll to decide the lead single, T-ARA did promote the song Bop Beep Bop Beep off the album, which in my opinion was a great decision. The dance pop song was ultra-catchy and perfectly positioned to make T-ARA even more popular, and it certainly accomplished that. The album reached number 2 on the charts, they earned 5 music show wins, and at the 24th Golden Disc Award they shared the Rookie of the Year award with none other than 4Minute. Despite still being rookies, T-ARA were already perennial chart toppers as proven by their very next album Breaking Heart and its double lead singles I Go Crazy Because of You and I'm Really Hurt, the former hitting number 1 again. And that success was earning the members a ton of individual sponsorships and opportunities as well, so much so that a 7th member, Hwayoung, was added to the group. In the words of Core Contents Media, Hwayoung was added because with so many solo projects, they would be able to have a more complete lineup for T-ARA when individual members were filming or doing other appearances. At this point, I swear T-ARA were incapable of making a song that wasn't an earworm, because their next songs were What's Wrong and Yeah Yeah Yeah. And to prove I'm not just hyping up their success, check this out. T-ARA won music shows for both songs while promoting on M Countdown. When's the last time you saw a girl group win with both songs that they were promoting? Well, believe it or not, T-ARA hadn't even had their breakout hit yet, because that was just about to drop. On June 29, 2011, T-ARA released their second EP called John Travolta Wannabe with the lead single Roly Poly. This disco-inspired bop was, you guessed it, an insanely catchy pop hit, and it earned unprecedented success in Korea. It topped the K-pop Hot 100 chart and was the highest selling single of the year with over 4 million digital sales. Remember, this is in 2011. The awards just rolled in, with the song earning Best MV at the Melon Music Awards, and the girls earning Singer of the Year at the Gaon Chart Awards, and 2 Mamas for Best Dance Performance by a Female Group and Song of the Year. After a remix called Roly Poly in Copacabana and a #1 Japanese debut, T-ARA were on top of the K-pop world. Everything these girls did was a smash hit, and I mean everything. Their next release, Cry Cry, #1 on the K-pop Hot 100. A Christmas ballad with Davichi called We Were in Love, also #1, this time on Gaon. And if you thought the chain of hits was over, think again, because it was time for the iconic song Lovey Dovey and its unforgettable chorus. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure Lovey Dovey was the first of many zombie-themed girl group videos. I mean, that scene looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? At this point, T-ARA were a force to be reckoned with Gallup Korea naming them the 2nd most influential girl group and Forbes Korea ranking them as the 3rd most powerful girl group and 17th most powerful celebrities in Korea. And it wasn't just in Korea. When T-ARA dropped their first Japanese album, Jewelry Box, it made it to #2 on Oricon, and their first concert in Japan to promote that album was attended by over 40,000 people. Now, it was around this time that Core Contents Media announced 2 new upcoming members, Danny and Adam. Unfortunately, Danny never actually ended up joining the group and remained a trainee, but Adam did, and her introduction as a member was quite the spectacle. You see, the clip from the start of this video is actually the first live performance T-ARA had for their new song Day by Day, and this stage had a 70-piece orchestra backing the now 8-member girl group. That being said, this was also around the time when some internal controversy and some bullying arose around the member Hwayoung, which was revealed in 2017 to be factual. As a result, Hwayoung was removed from the group, with the label saying, quote, her behavior was hurting teamwork. Though there was a brief postponement in their activities, T-ARA didn't miss a beat and dropped the legendary song Sexy Love, yet another super catchy bop with an iconic dance to match. By 2013, T-ARA were global superstars, and as such they had a lot of promotions not just in Korea but in Japan and China too. And if you don't believe me, well, you're about to find out how much T-ARA was just all over the map. When they released their 6th Japanese single Bunny Style, they held a 10-city showcase tour in Japan, which was very well received. Then they returned to Korea to debut a brand new subunit called T-ARA N4 with members Eunjung, Hyomin, Jiyeon, and Adam, and the debut song Junwon Diary. Now, unfortunately, this would be Adam's final promotion with the group, as she did leave T-ARA in July to pursue a solo career. Nevertheless, it was back to Japan, where they released their 2nd Japanese album in August called Treasure Box. After that, they joined their label mates Davichi, Speed, and the Sia in Mongolia for a 20,000 person concert. Then it was back to Korea again, where they somehow found time to pump out another smash hit in the song #9. Thought we were done? Think again. T-ARA released another Japanese album in November to promote the Japanese movie Jinx. After one more Korean comeback in Do You Know Me and a repackage with the holiday single Hide and Seek, T-ARA found themselves at #7 on the list of groups with most #1 songs in the past decade, despite only being around for about 4 years. And from there it was off to Chengdu, China for their first of 5 Chinese concerts in 2014. 3 weeks later, it was Cambodia who were graced by the girls' presence as they joined Speed for a joint concert there. And to top it all off, they released yet another Japanese double A-side in the spring of 2014. All of that happened in the span of about 12 or 14 months, and it goes to show just how much of a global name T-ARA had built for themselves. Their catchy songs, iconic choreo, and beauty had won over the hearts of millions of fans all across Asia. And that didn't slow down at all in the years that followed. They released 3 more hits in Sugar Free, So Crazy, and Te Amo, which, by the way, Te Amo was the original outro song for this channel. But what impressed me the most was again their global footprint. I'm talking about their Vietnam mini concert, headlining the Malaysian Sultan's coronation celebration, the Great China Tour, their Dream Concert 2016 performance, the Tokyo fan meeting, their One Asia Festival appearance. For years and years, T-ARA were the girl group that no matter where in Asia you were, you knew who they were and their music. Unfortunately, as 2017 rolled around, so did contract expirations, and though one last comeback was planned as 6 members, things changed and Soyeon and Baram officially left after one final performance in Taiwan on May 13th, 2017. That comeback did still come about though with the remaining 4 members, and with it a wonderful storyline. That's because when Kyuri, Eunjung, Hyomin, and Jiyeon came back with What's My Name in June, it had been 5 years since T-ARA won a music show in Korea. And on June 20th, 2017, up against FT Island and Astro, T-ARA took the win by just 36 points.
주인공은 T-ARA 축하합니다.
Though T-ARA had won so many music shows before, it was just like a first win all over again, and emotions overwhelmed the members on stage. After 5 years and losing Soyeon and Baram and the Hwayoung scandal, T-ARA still had that special something that made them so popular all the way back in 2009. The remaining 4 members did not renew their contracts, leaving MBK officially at the start of 2018. But believe it or not, T-ARA's story is not over. On JTBC's Ask Us Anything, T-ARA reunited, and on their 12th anniversary V Live, they announced their first comeback in 4 years, due before the end of this year. So yes, we will be seeing these legendary girls back in action at least one more time. When T-ARA started out in 2009, they set out with the goal of taking the K-pop world by storm. That's why their name is T-ARA, because they envision themselves as the queens of the music industry. And looking back at their success, it's hard to say they didn't accomplish that. These girls are responsible for so many iconic songs, and their music was catchier than any other artist's work. I still remember what it was like back then, because it didn't matter if you biased T-ARA or not, it was their songs that you heard non-stop in your head. They were just that good and that infectious. And they proved that they deserved that crown as queens of the industry because they truly were a girl group for all of Asia. They had a huge presence in Korea, Japan, China, Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, Taiwan, Mongolia, and other countries too. In an era of K-pop where most groups were focused only on Korea or maybe Japan too, T-ARA conquered so much more. They're a legendary girl group who truly did check all the boxes, and their timeless hits will forever live on as a part of K-pop history. So concludes our look at this legendary girl group. Bilbojack4 and I both want to know, who's your bias in T-ARA and when did you first hear about them? How about your favorite song of theirs, and what's the song that got you into K-pop in the first place? I'm really looking forward to finding out those answers in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching this deep dive, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss all the great K-pop content coming your way right here at Hallyu. This has been deep dive number 73, T-ARA.